the Footy Show. What a big week it's been in football! All right, massive show tonight. Damien Barrett's got some big stories we're going to tell you a little bit about in a few moments' time. Before we do that, let's have a look at what's on the show tonight. Guests coming out left, right and centre. Ahead of the big round 5 Anzac Day clash at the G. Steele Sidebottom is our special guest from Collingwood. Irishman Zach Toohey prepares for his game at 150. Bernie Vince is in the house to tell about Melbourne and Richmond. Plus, he's back with a vengeance. This time he's got a little help from one of our panellists. The suburban footballer returns for a big night of football. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Ed. But look...
Looking very trendy.
Shut up, Shane, please.
What is that jacket?
What?
Where'd you pull that one from? 1940s?
He found that from Happy Hammond's old...
It's horrific.
While Carlton and Melbourne were getting a belting last week and the Brisbane Lions were amassing one behind up until half-time, far bigger things were happening.
What were happening, Sam?
A young lass by the name of Ruby May entered the planet.
Yeah.
The very charming young daughter of our own Rebecca Madden and Trent Miller. And congratulations to them both. What a beautiful girl she is, and so is the baby. Fantastic news, and I did say on the show last week that while we were signing off and saying goodnight that she was in the process, just a guess it was, in the process of delivering young Ruby May, and there you are.
And congratulations to Beck and to Trent and Ruby May, who I think have gone home in the last day or two. Our thoughts are with you. Let's give a big round of applause for the Miller Madden family. Great stuff.
Godfather? Are you the godfather?
What's that?
Are you going to be the godfather?
haven't been asked. I probably wouldn't be.
Would you put your hand up, though?
You'd be a great godfather. Yeah. Your age.
So it's an age thing, is it, Brendan?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. The kid would end up looking after me, be changing my nappies, taking me to the toilet.
Sam, emotional game, football, isn't it?
It is an emotional game, Ed. Why did you ask me that?
Because look at this last week. Melbourne, who were playing good football, but got taken to the cleaners last week by the Hawks. The fans, look at this.
Not happy Jan. They've been going all right, though, the G's. They just had a bad
Tough
day.
day at the footy for the Melbourne fans. Here's your mob.
Yes, they've been doing that for 15 years. So nothing's changed much, but...
4 rounds in, St Kilda. They're flat too. So tonight, what we thought we'd do, normally we're asking club officials, we're asking footballers about their thoughts. Tonight, we want to go to the people that the game is all about, and that is the fans. And tonight we have, in the Super Box, from the Melbourne Football Club cheer squad, that's Ryan Sinclair, who has been a Melbourne fan since the age of 5. He came from a Collingwood household. I don't know what happened here. But anyway, he's been there. Alongside, on the other side, is Margaret Bell, who's been a Carlton supporter for 73 years.
On your belly.
And in the middle, people might recognise Mark Fine from SEN's his final siren show, and he is a mad St Kilda, if that's a tautology saying a mad St Kilda supporter. He's from the animal enclosure from the old days. Please welcome our 3 family from the outer friends. So, Mark, can I go to you first of all, Mark? Tell me, what do you think about Carlton at the moment? They've got young kids. You've got to be patient, but I suppose when you're 88 years of age, patience, not something you want to hold on for too long, do you?
That's right. I'll be struggling to reap the rewards for it, but nevertheless, we will get it because we've been down there before.
Yes,
and
we have.
We'll get up again.
So go ahead, sorry.
No, that's all right, Sam. Go ahead.
Thank you, Margaret. So when did you think the wheels started to fall off? It hasn't been good for a while. When did you first notice that it wasn't going well?
Well, in the last 10 years haven't been good for us, really.
It's pretty much when I left.
I was going to say that. If we still had him full forward, we might have...
You'd be out of the competition.
We would not.
So did you shout at Brett Ratton? Did you shout at Mick Malthouse?
I shouted at Mick Malthouse, yes.
Yes.
But
Now-
I didn't shout at Brett Ratton because he was quite a good coach for us. I don't know why they ever got rid of him, but there you go. The club's not loyal either, are they?
Now, Margaret. Now, Margaret, I've got some good news for you. I spoke to the Carlton coach last week, and Carlton has been rebuilding for a while, but having finished at the bottom of the ladder, they haven't been able to get the draft picks. You know, the GWS, the Gold Coast Suns, have been in the system, GWS 6 years, so they've been getting all the round one picks. So Carlton sort of bottomed out at the wrong time. But Mark, they're 1 year into a rebuild. They play on the weekend without four of their top five best and fairest winners last year in Cruiser, Murphy, Doherty's out, and obviously they traded Gibbs. And they traded Gibbs for the reason they're resetting. So right now, Gibbs is not going to be there for a premiership, so they get rid of him. They get some young kids in 3 to 4, 5 years time. 3 years time.
Then he's sort of like Beck Madden's daughter won't be there for a premiership.
No, but listen, in 3 years' time, there'll be 50 game players, and then they can go into the free agent market, and then they've got money to spend, get some older
And something
recruits
to
in,
look
and then they're going to
forward-
win a flag, Mark.
Yeah, something to
They're
look
gonna win a
forward to,
flag.
Mark. You'll be
right.
90. Yeah, you'll be 90
They'll
when
be right, Mark. Don't worry about them. But that's why we've won 16 flags, because we're the best.
Last two with us extras for salary cap.
Have you been going for 73? How long?
I haven't gone to all the matches in later years because circumstances we couldn't go, especially once Princes Park closed. I mean, that was sad.
Did you used to go with your husband?
My husband?
Yes.
My husband and my sister, who's 92, and she's barracked for them longer than I have.
Is she
But
taken?
No, she's still there. And she's watching this tonight
She's
in
watching.
Townsville.
Okay.
Send a cheerio.
What's her name, mate?
Kathleen.
Good on you, Kathleen. Stick with
She'll
the
love
Blues.
that.
Hey, let's just move across to Ryan from the Demons. Now, Ryan, the Demons are going all right. What's everyone marching out the door? You had one bad day.
We're not marching anywhere.
Yeah.
We're not marching anywhere. We're sticking around. This is an extremely loyal club. Our fan base is amazing. We're really proud of our club and what we represent. And this is going to be a big year for us. Don't worry.
I think you'll find, Dad, that the people that left on the weekend were the MCC members, and they leave very early all the time, don't they? They don't stick around.
I don't want to talk bad on MCC because it's a big part of the Melbourne Footy Club, but I would say it certainly
well
wasn't
done,
our
Ryan.
group, that's for sure.
So you're happy with the way the D's are going?
Look, obviously things could have been better on the weekend. There's no doubt about that. But we were one kick away from being 3-1, and had we won on the weekend, we'd well and truly entrenched in the
All
top
right,
four.
so we've got one bloke who's happy with the way things are going, but just had a bad week.
Correct.
We've got Marg who's saying things are on the up. We're going to go to Finey now, who doesn't come off the short run. He's pushing off the side screen here tonight. Finey, where is St Kilda at the moment?
Rock bottom. We're not quite on the bottom, but, you know, this is probably the flattest I've felt, and I reckon the fans have felt. I've been going for 45 years. 4 weeks in, the effort's there, but I don't think we've got the talent. But for the first time in 45 years, there's not a star to hang your hat on. We've always had somebody, haven't we? Carl, Barks, Joffa, then Plugger, Banger Harvey, Hayes, Rewalt.
You talk about Rewalt,
We
Finey.
don't have a star anymore. So
A
there's
lot
there's
of the
nothing.
media last year were talking about Rewalt and how he should retire. How big a hole has he left? Because he's a superstar around the club. If he was still there now, I don't reckon they'd be going that bad.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, his time had come, obviously, after a great career. It's output versus what he does for the rest of the team, but also for the fans. To go to the game, to have Rui, to have somebody to distract you from the scoreboard. Because, quite honestly, it's going to be a tough season.
Going on what Fev's saying, and I think this is the natural order of things, you've been down at the bottom of the ladder at a tough time with the rebuild. Paddy McCartan's a young guy who's coming through. Now, he could be that player. He might be in a few years' time.
Yep.
But it's still early days. So, really, for your club and probably the Blues at the moment and probably Brisbane, you've just got to go and pick a couple of young blokes and make them your favourites.
But you see, for the Blues, I mean, Margaret, you said you don't think you're going to see a flag. You've got more chance than I do. Because when you do it...
So, Mark,
Well, I mean, we just, you know, we're like the greyhound that never catches the lure.
yeah. So to all of you, but you, Mark, to start, what frustrates you about the way your side plays? I was speaking to a man who is very keen Kilda supporter. I play golf with him. I can't mention his name.
What, Grant Thomas?
He used to be their coach.
And he's as passionate as you can get, but he said you've recruited small players.
A lot of halfback flankers.
They all plod.
Yep.
A lot of
Nothing wrong with small
undersized
players,
but
No, but you've got to have some big ones in amongst them.
you know, there's a lot of guys in that team that are approaching 100 games that get picked every single week. You'll see them named this week. There's not a lot of pressure and there's not a lot of fear of getting dropped, and I think that's what makes teams better.
Okay, guys, let's move on. We're going to come back to you guys during the course of the night once we get to your teams. Have a look at the major ins and outs. There's some big ones. Great to have Gary Rowan back for Sydney after personal tragedy over the last couple of weeks. And Gary, we're all with you, mate. The whole football world supports Gary and his family. Mav Weller back for St Kilda. Tommy Boyd is back for the Bulldogs. How good's that? Right on, Tommy Boyd. James Parsons at Geelong, Ryan Burton of the Hawks and Michael Barlow at the Suns. The major outs, Eddie Betts out of the Adelaide side, as we know, that hamstring. Rory Sloane is out with that foot injury. Big news at your place again. Matty Cruiser is out.
Yeah,
with,
Jacob Wiedering out too also,
Jacob
Eddie, 'cause
Wiedering.
he's been sitting at the car dealerships. His arms have been up. You know those flappy things? He's got sore arms from being on the mark so much.
You said he had a sore neck watching the ball go over his head all day, but anyway.
Poor
Tom
guy.
Rockcliffe at Port Adelaide. Lockie Hunter at the Dogs has been rubbed out. And, of course, the two superheroes in the forward line at Hawthorn, Paul Popolo and Sil Rioli, are both out for a month and maybe even longer than that. Let's have a look at the first game. It's Sydney versus Adelaide at the SCG on Friday night.
Yeah, this is a big game, Eddie. Sydney coming off the back of beating the Bulldogs. As you said in the preview there, the football world, and I think all of Australia, not just the football world, is behind you. Gary Rowan, obviously losing your baby Willow during the week, and had the last week off. So best of luck, mate. Go out there with your mates, and hopefully you can have a win. The Adelaide Crows, your mob there last week took them to the cleaners over at Adelaide Oval. First win over there, Eddie, which was great. Eddie Betts is a huge loss, and Rory Sloane, obviously a big loss. So I reckon the Swans will take that one easy.
Sydney have beaten Adelaide. They've won 6 of the last 7 starts, including 3 by more than 50 points.
It's a great opportunity for Adelaide to show a bit of fight. Yeah, sure, they've got a few players out, but they're coming up against a very good team. Tex Walker's the one I want to talk about, obviously the captain of the Adelaide Crows. He's been down on form. A lot of people have questioned where he's at and what's going on, but I reckon he'll bounce back. I reckon he's great character. I reckon he's had a few little hiccups. I reckon he'll show some great form. He'll lead from the front. And
Is
I
he
reckon,
injured?
He's got a
well,
bad foot.
even if he's injured, once you run out, there's no excuses. So as soon as you cross the
but
line,
there are reasons.
Turf foot.
well, there's no reasons. Once you cross that line, you are in it, and we can judge you however you play.
You've
on
only
that
got one
field.
foot that can go, though.
Yeah, no,
Well, he
that's
shouldn't be playing
What
if
Craw's
that's the
saying is
case.
100% right. If you get on the field, you're 100%, no matter if you've got something sore.
We've
If
all got issues,
Adelaide,
we've all got
Adelaide are here for
problems.
September. They played in the grand final last year. Why would you be playing your skipper, your most important player? Give him a rest for 3 weeks. It's ludicrous.
Not only that, last week Roy Sloane just didn't look right. They looked flat, Adelaide. Collingwood were magnificent, not to take anything away from the Pies, but yeah, sure. You know, once you get out there and go for it, you've got to put everything into it, and we'll judge you on what you perform, on how you perform out on
Sam?
the footy field.
Yeah, well, it's not right to say if you're out on the ground, you're out on the ground, you're 100%. There's reasons why you can't play properly.
That's why they've got
And,
nerves, Sam.
what's
if
that?
you're injured,
Don't
you don't
pick them.
play.
Don't pick, so you wouldn't pick Tex Walker?
Not if he's going to perform like he did last week.
Well,
He's a very good player. I love the way he goes about it, but last week he was off.
So you drop him?
Have you ever had an off one?
What, in football?
An off day?
Most of my days are off. Yeah, if I ever have a decent day, I have a celebration. Now, I think the Adelaide Crows will. They played in the grand final, didn't they, last week?
They did.
Yeah. I think they'll actually take Sydney apart up there. I
At the
think they'll
SCG?
lift- Yes, I do.
Okay, write it down. Sam's, hello, there we go. We've got one Adelaide Crows supporter. Hey, we're going to take a break on the Footy Show. When we come back, though, we're going to go to the green room now because steel side bottom Dane Swan and Bernie Vince are playing some 10-pin bowling and ready to go on the Footy Show. Welcome back to the Footy Show. And if you want to speak to to Sam Newman. Get onto our social platforms. There they are. Sam will be taking your calls and we'll be playing some of them a little bit later on in the show. In the meantime, there have only been 3 players who have come from Ireland through the GAA system, if you like, who have made it to 150 games of football. The great Jim Steins, Sean White and Sydney's Ty Kenley. Tonight we cross live to Geelong where we find Billy Brownless with a man who's about to become the 4th. Billy, and he's a superstar of the game.
Yes, indeed. His name is Zach Toohey, and here he is there, 120 games at Carlton, 30 games for the Mighty Cats. Well done, mate. How you feeling, Zach?
Yeah, excited. It's a reasonable achievement, pretty modest in the grand scheme of things, but it's nice.
He said he's excited and he's pretty modest in the grand... No more Irish jokes, because we've got to be sure to be sure. Now, how did it all start, Zachy boy, back in Ireland?
Well, played in the minor competition, the under-18 competition, went all right in that and got put into a combine with 25 Irish guys, and the rest is history.
You had a 4-week period at Carlton, didn't you? And you made the squad there.
Yeah, I did a month's trial and it all went well, and a week or two after arriving back home, the contract was on the table and that was it.
Picked 73 you were in the 2010 rookie draft. You're loving your time in Geelong, mate?
It's going very well. It's a bit easier to get around in Melbourne, and with a young family that makes things pretty easy, you know.
Oh, there he is there, Finny. Good on you, Finn. Give us a wave. There's Finn. And Flynn and Beck. Good on you, Beck. And now, also, how's the hand, mate? Because, of course, this is where you got stitches the other day at the Perth Stadium.
Nah, it's healed up nicely. And it got, the AFL jumped on it pretty quick and fixed it up, so everything's fine.
Yes, indeed. Right, no more Irish jokes. We're sick of the Irish jokes, all right? You're a great Aussie. Show us around your house, because
go and have a
you
look.
played for 2 great clubs, of course, Carlton and Geelong. What's this here?
That's just a basic laundry.
Basic laundry.
Not very exciting, but...
Righto. What is going on there?
Is that not what yours is?
No. What is going on? What else we got around here? Oh, hang on.
Yeah, that's just Laura.
What's Laura doing?
That's just Laura does that in the house, that's fine. Yeah.
Right, and we got, what's this one here? The pantry.
Well, the pantry, yeah.
Here's the pantry. Let's have a look what's in the Zachy's pantry.
Yeah, just the essentials.
What do you got here?
Just,
Yes.
you know, the usuals. Here we go. There's the
The spuds.
Yeah, no. Wonderful stuff
Oh, fair dinkum. Yeah, there's spuds everywhere there. There's a mess. Now, righto, boys, here we go. You've got Zach Toohey in his house with a lot of Irish people.
Yeah, g'day, Zach. It's fair for you, mate. I remember the first time you came to Carlton, you said you got picked up in 2010, but I reckon you come over in about 2007 and you did a kicked a kick with myself and Satantaro helping, who also was from Ireland, and I reckon your first kick you dropped off your knee, and then you went back to Ireland and you slept with your footy for 2 years every day and then come back, and now you're probably one of the most elite kicks in the AFL.
Yeah, it was pretty rough early days. I think you're putting a bit of cream on that story because you wouldn't speak to me.
No, I'm not. Come off your knee.
Nah, I did have to work pretty hard, and some great coaches along the way has made the transition pretty easy.
Hey, Zach, what is it about... We're watching some of your highlights with your beautiful kicking, but it seems to be... So we've got blokes who've had parents who've played 300 games, fathers who've played 300 games who couldn't hit the side of a wall with a handful of rice, and yet we get you guys and even Mason Cox, who's American, who come out. Is it because you actually taught properly how to kick the ball and don't have any bad habits coming in that you become so proficient?
Yeah, that seems to be what people say, at least. Yeah, that seems to be what people say. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of aspects of the game I did struggle with. Kicking in the skill side just wasn't the major one, so I'm just lucky, I think.
Now, Zach, it's Sam Newman. It's Sam, Zach. We have a veteran Carlton supporter here called Margaret, who's been following them for 73 years. You might be the perfect person to tell us, can you identify the difference in culture between Carlton when you were there and the newly arrived at Geelong?
Yeah, look, I think Geelong are just a lot further down the track of where like Carlton are trying to get to, and they have a well-established system and culture that they've been using for a number of years, and Bolts has come in and he's been fantastic. I know I did really enjoy my first year with him, but I mean, you have to expect these kind of teething issues with really young teams, and a coach who's trying to change the style completely from the kind of previous regime. It might not be much comfort to Carlton supporters now, but I'm really confident they are on the right track.
He saw the ship sinking, Sam, and he jumped off real quick. He jumped off.
Pushed off, Bev.
He jumped off.
And you blokes reckon Irish are dumb, huh?
He's a smart Irishman.
Hey, Zach, stick with us, mate. We're going to have a look at the teams for their next game, which is Port Adelaide, 5th on the ladder. The Cats are 8th.
Yeah, the Cats flying along. Saturday night, Adelaide Oval. It's going to be an absolute ripper. Really looking forward to this. When I think of Geelong, I just think of how well they set up. They just always seem to find a way. You've got Menzel there, who's really just a classy player. Can only get a one-year contract, but I'll tell you what, he is just in sensational form. He's kicked 14 goals this year. He's certainly one they have to watch. And Port Adelaide, a disappointing game last week. I'm sure they'll bounce back. And this is why it's going to be an absolute beauty, because what I've loved from Geelong so far, Fev, are all the young guys really standing up on the weekend. It wasn't Dangerfield, it wasn't Selwood. It was all the younger guys really stepping up and taking more responsibility.
Yeah, it was. They're a class outfit, and obviously young Selwood leads them very well. And Port Adelaide missed Paddy Ryder last week, so they've got to find a replacement in the ruck there for him. So
You've got to find a couple of replacements as well. Last week, beaten by 22 points by Essendon. Were they a bit off? There's some dramas off the field. And Damien Barrett is joining us. Give Damien a big round of applause. What's happening with the Pepper Power business?
Yeah, it's been a day of high drama and tension between the club, the Port Adelaide Power and the AFL over the AFL's investigation into Pal Pepper's behaviour at that Adelaide bar 2 weekends ago. Both the club and Pal Pepper extremely frustrated, Ed, over the delay in the AFL concluding its investigation. Bewildered was the word used tonight to the Footy Show by the Pal Pepper management group as to the delay in that investigation being completed. We know he stood down from AFL last week, playing Sandful this week. The club tonight saying that his focus has been compromised because of the ongoing nature of that investigation. 2-week ban effectively already.
So a question probably without an answer for you, Damien. Are the AFL and Port Adelaide going to wait until the charges are laid by South Australian Police, or he's been cleared of any issues whatsoever? What happens? Because these things can go on for a long time.
That's how it's presenting itself today. The police aren't involved as far as anyone knows with this case. The club's saying that, and also the management around it. So take police out of it. It's just the AFL.
So police are out, so the AFL investigators.
Yeah, and that's why he's playing Sandful this week as much as anything, until they conclude it, and that's the frustration around it at the moment.
Damien, I've got other stories to come back with. Thanks very much for that. Just a spot check on what's going on at Port Adelaide. Damien Barrett, everybody. Let's go back to Zach Tilley's house. Billy, can we focus on you for a moment, because a little bit of high drama. Hello, are you there, Billy? Bit of high drama.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh, sorry, Ed, the bloody silly Irish here feeding them. What do you got, mate?
Mate, what was going on in your house? Or your daughter goes out with Paddy McCartan, we know, from St Kilda. He's had a tough week, Paddy, hasn't he?
Yeah, poor old Paddy, of course. They got beaten by Geelong on Sunday night, and then he stayed with Lucy and at their mother's house, or Lucy's mother's house, and he got the car pinched Sunday night. Monday morning, they pinched the car from outside the house. Then they went up to Melbourne, and Lucy and Paddy went up to Melbourne the next day, walk into their house, the front door's open, lights are on, and they'd actually robbed the house where they live in Melbourne also. So, shocking day for poor old Paddy and Lucy, by the way. So they weren't happy. So we're trying. He still hasn't got his car back. He's looking for that. So shocking day for Paddy and Luce, and the mighty Cats won. So I tell you what, I've had enough of these Irish here. I'm going to get myself a drink.
What do you got there,
Going to get
Billy?
a drink.
Well, Bill, at least there's a couple of happy Paddies there, unlike in your house. But mate, can you pass on to Paddy McCartan on behalf of the Footy Show and our great friends at Holden that will give him a car until he gets his old one back, okay?
Oh, you'll love that. Thank you, Eddie. You'll love that. Very good of you. And thank you to Holden, of course. And I'm going to get out of here.
And as we go to the break, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this. there's a new suburban superstar footballer.
Good feeling there, boys. Real good feeling. Real good feeling. Right, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Eyes up, my time now. One voice, my voice. Okay, boys, we've got a new player. I wanted to start him in the reserves, make him earn his spot like everyone else had to. But because he's such a big name, the committees insisted I start him in the seniors. And to be honest, I'm pretty pissed off about it. Boys, welcome your new teammate, Dane Swan. How you going, Dane?
You're not bad, mate.
Can I call you Swanee? 258 AFL games, Brownlow medal, premiership. Bloody hell. So you think you're ready to be suburban football, do you, mate? Well, I reckon you're dreaming. You played your last game of footy on the SCG, probably the best playing surface in Australia. And what'd you do? You tripped over and you broke your foot. What hope have you got playing on a suburban footy ground with a concrete cricket pitch, divots all over it and covered in dog shit? You'll break every bone in your body in the bloody warm-up. You love an end-of-season trip, don't you, Swanee?
Yes.
You and your little boyfriend, Dusty. Going to Vegas, flying first class, staying in the penthouse suite, running amok. Bloody hell, you're a suburban footballer now, mate. The only end-of-season trip you'll be going on, you'll be catching the bus and you'll be staying in $25 a night backpacker accommodation in Albury, bloody Wodonga. Trouble finds you, doesn't it, Swanee? Bit of drinking, bit of fighting. Nearly got you kicked out of the pies, didn't it, mate? Well, if you get caught drinking and fighting at a suburban footy club, you better prepare yourself, mate, because you'll be given the bloody captaincy. OK, Swanee, your tattoos are worth more than most of our bloody houses. Give me one good reason why we should let you be a part of this team.
I guess I can probably get us in every nightclub in Australia, mate, so that might help.
Sounds bloody good to me, boys. What do you reckon? Welcome to the team, Swanee. Let's go get them, Bears. Come on!
We will remember them.
So underway on Anzac Day, great bounce to start proceedings. Buckley loads up right on the 15. The goal of the afternoon on the stick. Behind the pack, can he do it again, James Ford? I think he may have.
Side bottom again. He's got a hat-trick in the opening term. First shot on goal for Jack, and look at that.
For the second attempt to Jones, and he kicks a wonderful goal.
Swan running through and kicks his third.
Long over. Stanton, the unlikeliest of heroes today.
Blair, Collingwood back in front. First game as a demon. Jack's got 6. Look at him celebrate. The Tigers are going berserk.
Watson, who emerges with a football. Some icing on the cake. Oh, what a finish.
Close to the line. This is a good kick. can run this Swanee. He's going to arch his back and take them on. Yes, he does. Oh, that was huge. It's a mark to Zaharakis. Zaharakis has kicked a goal. The Bombers are in front of the G.
Lest we forget.
Quite amazing that next Tuesday and Wednesday, in about a gap of around 14, 15 hours, there'll be something like 180,000 people watching 2 games of suburban football at the MCG after we pay tribute to our fallen and those who went to theatres of war to fight for our freedom in Australia. And it's going to be a massive 24 hours on Tuesday and Wednesday. Anzac Day 2018. Sam, we've got the Anzac Day trophy here that Collingwood and Essendon will be fighting for. And alongside us over here is a bloke who we saw kick a couple of big goals in those games, Dane Swan. Swanee, welcome, buddy. You won the Anzac Day medal in 2012 and 2014.
Yeah.
What does it mean for a young man who enjoys all the freedoms that our society enjoy these days because of the sacrifice for well over 100 years now, to run out in the MCG and play a game of football?
Like I guess finals probably mean more to the club, but no, this day here means more to Australia and to us than any game in any round of the whole year. This is, if you want to play well on one day, or you want, Collingwood can only win one game a year. It's this one, especially all week, or even a couple of weeks leading in, we get told, and there's always something that a guest speaker or something like that. So all the players are under. We understand how important it is and how significant a day it is in Australia's history, and I'm very honoured to have won a couple and played in 10 or so.
Well, that's interesting you say that. I was going to ask you, it would be hard to differentiate between winning a grand final and playing on that day there, as Ed said, because it means so much to war and service and commitment. Can you explain the difference? You maybe just did, but the emotion of playing on that day would probably exceed anything you've ever done in sport.
It's different kinds of emotion. This emotion, you probably get emotional about your country, and you get patriotic and about what people who have fought for our country to make it, the best country in the world. So that's the kind of emotions you have. You get tears in your eyes when you have a guest speaker. Mick and that used to bring guest speakers down, and whether it was an old digger or whatever it was, and they'd read out stories from kids from war writing back home, and you'd run out, you wouldn't even run through the door, you'd run through the wall because you were that fired up. Where a grand final, you're playing for a result, you're playing for your team, where on an Anzac Day, you're probably playing for your country, sort of thing.
Sam, can I have a bit of a go at it for you?
Yep.
Of course, the Premiership Cups are everything. That's what we play for in football. But this is a horseshoe, and I'll just read from it. You can see the old newspaper from 1917. This is the local newspaper in Melbourne. And this horseshoe was sent back by a bloke by the name of Doc Seddon, who was a former Collingwood player. He actually came back after the war after being gassed and still played for Collingwood, went on to be a board member of the club. But it says here, accompanying the horseshoe is a letter from Seddon explaining that this was made under fire by a shoeing blacksmith of the company. The shoe was made from the driving band of a German 15-inch shell, which Seddon found at Beau Palm. The nails were made from pieces of a German aeroplane shot down by the Australians. He said he'd recently run into his old captain, Dan Minogue, who was looking well. And he hoped, said Doc Seddon, that this shoe would bring the boys to the top of the tree this year. The players regarded the arrival of the shoe as a good omen. Boys went and won the Premiership that year in 1917, and it's a good omen. But can I just say this? Hold fire. We bring this down into the rooms, Sam, before every game, not because it's a good luck charm or anything else, before Anzac Day game, but just to rub this had come from, as we said, the Somme.
The Somme.
These were made by the hands of Collingwood footballers, but footballers from the VFL, the Sandful, the Waffle, over there, who were playing great games of footy, just like all you blokes did through your career, who then had that snatched away from them and sent into hell to fight for our freedom. And that's why these things are so important, and it's just a different game altogether than a grand final, any other game. And everyone involved in football just thinks and thanks our lucky stars that these ordinary men became extraordinary people.
Yeah, that's right, Ed. And as a player that played at a different club, I think I used to look at the Anzac Day game and be in envy of Collingwood and Essendon. Playing on that day, obviously, it's a grand final, but to play on Anzac Day is so special. I think it'd be nearly one of the most watched games of footy throughout the year. And for you guys, so when you're in the build-up during the week, do they Does Bucks show you all the footage of all the Anzacs throughout the week, or do it early and then build into the game and then go bang?
Yeah, depending on you know, what day we play and stuff like that. But yeah, they usually, you have to ask Steele in a second, but usually it's a build-up throughout the week, and obviously there's so much media attention around it, but usually there's a guest speaker come in at some stage after a team meeting or day before a game or something like that, just to give a lot of young boys. You know, I know when Mick used to play, a lot of young boys go to the dawn service who aren't playing on that day. They are instructed to go down with one of the development coaches or something. They get an understanding of what goes on at the dawn service, and they understand how important the day is for Australia.
Bernie Vince is going to come on and talk from a Melbourne perspective in a moment, but let's welcome Steele Sidebottom, who'll be playing on Wednesday in the MCG. Come sit down, mate. Steele, we won the medal a couple of years back for best on ground. Sam?
Yeah, so are you, Steele, of the same opinion as Dane about the occasion? I know you've won an Anzac Day medal. I think you've won an Anzac Day medal. It must have been a tremendous thrill, and emotionally, it's probably as big a thrill as you've had in your life, I would suggest.
It definitely is, and you know, you look at the calendar and you sort of look for Anzac Day because that's you know, the big games that you want to play in. So I think the club's pretty good at building the week up, and it's definitely one game that you know, I'm very fortunate to be a part of.
Now, I've never been to an Anzac Day match until a couple of years ago, and it was something that, along like Fev, I was always very jealous of the players being able to get out there and represent the club. But I must admit, Collingwood and Essendon do a magnificent job of representing those magnificent people who went and fought for our country. So you must be very proud, not to just be a player, but the way the club goes about it.
Yeah, definitely, and I think being at Collingwood and Essendon as well, we're the ones that get to go out there and I suppose put our skills on show and pay our respects, but we're the ones that get to go out there and represent the AFL on such a big day for our country.
Yeah, guys, the RSL do such a sensational job, and it's football's tribute to those people who fought before for us. Still, let's move on to this season and for your performance so far. You've been on fire, and a huge win for the Pies last Friday night against Adelaide.
Yes, it's round one obviously didn't go to plan. We didn't play, you know, our best footy, but I think round two against the Giants, yeah, potentially we could have, yeah, results could have went different. But yeah, the last 2 weeks have been good, and we've started to play some good footy.
Now, what about your ruckman? A very good friend of yours. I think everyone's calling him Jesus, but Brodie Grundy, unbelievable. He really has been in rare form. Last year, very good. This year looks to be going even better. Kicked an amazing goal on the weekend. He's feeding you around the stoppages. Yep. Must be great to have that connection and both going so well.
It is. It's whenever you can get first shoes from the big fella, always helps. So, Broads, yeah, he's been in incredible form, and I can't wait to see him keep continuing that form.
And have a look at this. This is just incredible. Normally, ruckmen cannot kick. They can normally not kick, but look at this. He's kicked that straight through the middle.
Oh, Eddie just got up and about.
Into the middle of the ground. That is magnificent play.
Steele, I've dug up a photo from back in the day with your 4 brothers down in Druin there. Have a look at that motley crew. You can land a plane on your brother on the left, so you just have a look at those things. Now, you're a good country boy, mate. How do the boys go at footy?
They go okay. Tice, the second oldest, is probably the best out of the bunch, but
better than you.
Well, maybe potentially, but he blames the draft for him. The Carlton draft, not the other.
Sam, it must do an old ruckman's heart a world of good to see so many good young ruckmen taking control of the footy at the moment.
Well, the beauty of the modern game is, Ed, now that they've put a line across the circle, and I know the square's been there for a while, but it has made ruck work more relevant because you have only got one person that you're trying... Well, you've got 3 people that you're trying to hit the ball to in the same coloured jumper, and if there is a technique going, it is Simon Madden started it all those years ago, and it is... Now, as I've said before, if one side kicks 20 goals and the other kicks 15, that's 35 times plus once at the start of each. It's 40 times about it's bounced in the centre, and if you've got a winning ruck, it's got to be an advantage.
Fair enough. Boys, let's have a quick look at the game going into this on Wednesday. 90-odd thousand at the MCG. It'll be Collingwood.
sides having a wonderful win last week. I know there's a few injuries from both sides, but don't worry about that. It's about who's out there, running out there across that boundary line and straight into it. So both sides extremely confident. They're ready to go, now starting to believe. Good to see Jake Stringer actually playing the forward line. It's amazing what happens when you play.
I said that last week. I said you've got to play. He's an All-Australian half-forward flanker, and they're playing him in the midfield. He goes forward, he kicks 4 goals. Football's not that hard.
Well, that's right. It's amazing what happens when you put players in their right positions, but also not only with Stringer, this is a beautiful goal, and this is what he can do, especially when he's got a bit of space, but also Hooker down back. We know he can kick goals and go forward, but he's magnificent down back. He really is, the way that he can read play. He can play on very good players, and I reckon he'll definitely stay down there this week because he'll play on someone like a Cox, who's a very good player. Yep, just getting his hands to the footy, but just really good reading of the play, and I think that frees up Hurley down back as well, Fev.
Yeah, I think it'd have something to do with his man bun. I think Sam's a fan of his man bun, but he's been good down there. He's got a great set of jukes. The interesting story around this week for Collingwood fans is Darcy Moore. Will he play or won't he play? I think he's 2 weeks since he's done his hammy. Looks pretty proppy there. He's not really moving that well. Just a little bit of a jog, a bit like when Dane was training. Steele, will he play or will he play the week after?
Well, obviously having the short break after Anzac Day, Das will probably be a chance to play against the Tigers. But
which will be about 23 days since his hammy, which is about right.
What about Tay?
Tay's probably in a bit of a similar boat, yeah.
Boys, you've got the jumpers in front of you there. Croft, can you hold up the beautiful Essendon jumper, this one?
There it
with
is,
the poppies
right
on the sash. Turn it around. And Steele, if you can hold up, that's got all the Collingwood players who went. All the Collingwood players who went to war. And also, Sam, if you can see in the jumper there, they're actual photos of Collingwood players who went to war, and spin it around the other side there, Steele as well, just on the back, you can see there. So all the clubs over the weekend doing great things, and you'll be able to buy those jumpers afterwards, all money going to the RSL. And you've got one in the local league as well.
Local footy getting behind it. I didn't get the chance to play at the MCG on Anzac Day, but I was very lucky up at Yarrawonga in the Ovens and Murray League to play in Anzac Day, and they've jumped on board, and there's a Yarrawonga jumper, which is great. It's got the 25 on the back here, have a look at that. I don't know if this jumper would fit me now. A little guy must wear this that plays for Yarrawonga because this would be tight on me. But go the Pigeons.
So those horizontal stripes make it look bigger, mate. That's the problem.
That's the worst thing.
Swanee, you were over with a suburban footballer before, but you are going back to play this weekend.
Well, I'm going to attempt to, mate. Yeah. I guess I'm going back to my junior club where it all started just to try and help them out, mate. Listen, I'll battle around. I don't know how I'll go. I'll struggle about.
So where can we come and see? It's West Meadows?
Yeah, West Meadows, down the bottom of Mickleham Road.
He doesn't even know where it is.
I know where it is. I know it's on Mickleham Road. But,
Mickleham Road down
it's opposite the old Broadmeadows Hotel down there off Johnson Street, Mickleham Road.
It'll be a bit of fun, mate.
But there's going to be a big game. What time so people who want to come along can come along?
I'd imagine about 2:20, 2:15, I think.
Now, Swanee, I think you'll be playing at 2:10. That's what time the normal games play. I've played a fair bit.
Sam's got something to say.
Just watch out for the local hero who will try and iron you out in order to be famous for 15 seconds of his life. Just be wary of what's going on around you.
Be able to get near the ball to that happen, so... But we'll see how we go.
No, it'll be right. They'll play it in the right spirit, and it's great that you're going back to your old club. So much so that I'm not sure if they've told you,
up a photo.
but Sam and I are going to go down and support you and maybe be your match committee on the day. Are you okay with that? Sorry, but I'm...
When is it?
Well, we're going to go and support one of the Footy Show favourites.
Bullshit.
Oh, Saturday.
Now, I dug up a photo, Sam, of the last time Swanee played local footy, which was in 2003 for Williamstown. He's got a bit of Supreme on his chin there. What's going on there? That's an awful photo.
I know, it's going well, eh? Jeez. Thanks
Just
for that.
before we...
that was good, mate.
Just before we finish on... We won't be able to experience what Anzac Day was, of course, and this is a different war, but if you want to experience what people who have gone before us have done for sacrifice and service, I could recommend highly you walk up the Kokoda Trail one week. Gary Lyon and I did it a couple of years ago, and I promise you, you'll be rewarded if you do it. It's the most emotional thing I've ever done, and it was as tough as all get out. And if you want to experience what people have done before us and why we're here, go and do that. Do yourself a favour and take your kids and go up and try and do that.
Sam, just before we get your applause, tell us what it meant to you. When you went there, did you think this was going to be a gruelling test, which it obviously is? When did the spiritual side of it come in for you?
That's a very good question. The bloke taking us up there from No Roads, a man called Peter Miller, I think his name was. I hope your name was Peter Miller. He said, you better do some training. I said, training, mate? I can walk up hills and mountain. After the first day, I was absolutely knackered. I had no idea how I was going to finish the end of it. And Gary Lyon was a tremendous support to me. And we got to the first memorial, and we were given a sheet of a script to read from letters that their mothers had written to sons. They didn't know they were actually dead, but they had written them, and we had to read them out. And I actually couldn't read the letter out. You stand in front of this memorial, knowing what's gone on before you, and it is impossible to read it. I could not speak. And Peter Miller, I think that's his name, he said, just have a rest, go away and come back again. It took me about half an hour to actually read out a couple of paragraphs of this letter that this woman had written to her son, not knowing that he wasn't there.
It's unbelievable.
It is extraordinary.
There's the opportunities to go Battlefields tours now, particularly in the Somme and in those areas of France. This year is the commemoration Anzac Day, of course, for Gallipoli in 1915, the 25th of April. But this year's the centenary of Villers-Bretonneux, which a lot of people may not realise was the turning point of the First World War, led by the soldiers largely from Melbourne and Victoria. And so much so that to this very day, the students at the schools at Villers-Bretonneux, which were rebuilt by money donated by the Melbourne primary schools, still sing Advance Australia Fair and say, never forget Australia. And a couple of years back, Sam, when we had the Black Saturday bushfires, the kids of Villers-Bretonneux sent their money over to rebuild these schools in Beaconsfield. It is amazing to get involved in this, and we're so lucky that the only thing we have to worry about is whether or not we have a game of footy on Anzac Day, unlike 100 years ago when people were dying by their thousands to give us the freedom that we enjoy today. We'll take a break on the Footy Show. Be back with more after this.
Coming up on the Footy Show, Steel Side Bottom shows us a trick or two. Melbourne's Bernie Vince drops by, and Almost Footy Legends is back.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Don't forget Sportsbet. Download the mobile app today. Sportsbet, that's the place to go. And the mighty Holden, brand new Colorado, not to be outdone. What a ripping car it is. Steel Sidebottom stays with us. We've let Swanee go home to prepare for the game on the weekend.
We'll go
it's
out.
like the old days, he'll be straight to the Albion until about 4 in the morning. But anyway, let's have a look at North Melbourne and Hawthorn. Well, two different teams here. North, sensational last week, 86-point winners over Carlton down at Tassie. Hawthorn defeated Melbourne by 67 points. They're the two informed teams in the comp.
Yeah, love Ben Brown as a player. What a worker he really is. One of Tasmania's finest. And the Hawks continue on in really good form. Beat a very good side in Melbourne. O'Meara's hitting a bit of form. They seem to be ticking along quite well. Puopolo and Rioli hurts them a bit. But as Alistair Clarkson likes to do, just bring one soldier in for another soldier.
Hawks are the second ranked as far as kicking scores. They're averaging 105 points at the moment. The Roos, though, have got the best defence in football. They concede only 62 points a game at the moment.
Yeah. Last week helped them out.
Yeah.
Playing Carlton.
Yeah, they got the averages down.
They got the average right down. They kicked 4 goals. Sad. Only kicked 4 goals last week. It's not good, is it?
Yeah, no, it's ordinary, Brendan. I think that's a safe statement, yeah.
Now, Steele, you're an ambassador for Holden, who are sponsors of our wonderful show, the Holden Colorado. You two have been up to a few different tricks.
Well, I follow Steele on Instagram. He's a good man, a good country boy, and I saw these trick shots, and I thought, nah, I know editing. They've been edited. Have a look at this. This is a beautiful kick. He is one of the most skilled players in the competition.
Oh, no.
That is unbelievable. Got way too much time on your hands to be out nutmegging. And there you go. I'm thinking, surely you're not going to hit the statue. Is that Don Bradman? But you've gone through the legs. And then he decides to finish off with putting this in the bin. Not in the bin, to bounce it in the bin. So, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? It is very impressive. I thought, that's not true. Surely that's not true. So why wouldn't we send one of the Footy Show's finest and highly skilled former has-beens, down to take him on at the Holden Centre. And here's what we got up to. All right, 3 shots into the back of the Holden, Colorado, about 35 metres. I'll start off. The man of the people against the man of Collingwood. Right foot. Oh, oh no. Oh! Come on, Steele. Oh! Oh! Now, if we want to get in the back of the ute, we're very close. Oh!
There we go.
Oh!
That's
oh!
it.
Oh! Did that go in? Oh, that's the one. Oh! What a surprise. 3 shots, about 40 metres out this time, and the wind's picked up. Oh! Oh, you nearly bounced it in. Suppose we didn't say how it had to get in there. Oh! Oh, I'll tell you what.
That's in.
Oh! Oh, yes, the old boy still got it. I tell you what, we have a game on our hands. It's getting tight. Okay, so up here in front of your beautiful glass house, you've got to kick over the balcony, so it's like someone being on the mark. Back of the ute, you get 1 point. Through the window of the ute, you're a freak, you can have 2 points.
Perfect.
All right, Steele, you go first. Show me how it's done. Hey, Steele, Steele, hey! Oh! Gee! What are you doing? I'll let you have one again. You've just killed the man on the mark. You okay, buddy?
What you don't mark those nice green pants you got, either.
Oh, that's good, it's good, it's good! Oh! Oh!
I usually come up after training.
Oh, I need this to tie it up.
In your jeekers.
Oh!
He has.
Oh! 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 It hit the rim, and I think it's put a dent in it. That was Steele. Steele did that. Now we're going to do some handballing, which I know you don't like handballing.
You might have to give me a demo how to do it.
We're going to have a moving vehicle. The Holden is going to fly past, and we've got to get it through the back window.
Righto.
All right? On with the car. Away we go. Oh, oh no. Oh, I hesitated. Make this one a bit faster for Steele. Oh! Oh!
He's getting quick too now.
He's going. You went too quick. Oh! You got the camera.
Did.
Oh! Yeah! All right, Steele, I'm going to help you out with this last one. Got a very big target here for you. Okay. Does that help?
I don't know if I want to hit the big fella.
I'm just trying to help you out. All right, good luck. All right, here we go, Steele. I've given you a target. It's a big target. It's an unusual target. Oh! All right, Steele, 2-3, your way. We're going to finish right in front of the great man statue. Who is it?
Big Louis Richards.
Now, over the statue and into the back of the Colorado. All right? Yep. Do you want to go first or I?
You lead the way.
Over the great man, Louis Richards, and into the back. Oh, no. That was a tied kick. Oh! Oh! All done. Damn you. Oh, it's in! 2 in a row! All right, 3 in a row. You've got it 1. But if you sink this, it'll be amazing. But we'll also put a statue right next to Louis Richards of Steel Side Bottom. Come on.
Double.
Here's the new statue at Collingwood. The Steel Side Bottom statue, of course, kicking the ball and doing it wonderful. Thanks for being good sport.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks,
Well done.
mate.
There we go, the beautiful Holden, Colorado. Not to be outdone. Wonderful down there at the Holden Centre. Very nice place and a beautiful car still. Very nicely done.
Beautiful car. It is. I'm lucky enough to drive one myself, but getting behind the campaign.
Now, what's this, Steele? What's with the goat?
That's Hamish the goat.
Hey? What? You know its name.
I think he spent 2 weeks getting some training to go through the ad, but like the mountain goat, like the Colorado, is obviously king of the mountain, so they're a good match.
There we go. All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. with the Holden, Colorado. Was it Hamish the goat?
Hamish, yes.
Well, mate, I hope you're the goat on Wednesday, mate. The greatest of all time. That's what we want, OK? Have a good one with us, mate. Thanks for being with the show. Sam, you all right? You want a Holden? You want a Colorado drive?
Ed, after that, that's the longest segment I've ever seen. That was fantastic. And is there some more of it coming up?
We might have a bit more in the handbrake for you.
Well, look, if we could have some more of that, you kicking more balls into the back of the Colorado before the end of the show, Shane, that'd be fantastic.
We'll take a break. When we come back,
Holy
Footy Vince is
mackerel.
next on the Footy Show.
In 2012, it was Melbourne Cup Day at Morpheville when Bernie fell head over heels for this gorgeous girl sitting next to him. The morning after Melbourne Cup, Bernie burst in my room at the crack of dawn, not to ask me whether I got the cup winner, but to tell me he'd met this girl at the races. There's so many things I love about Abby and Bernie. They're always happy and smiling, always up for a good time. They just never know what the actual time is.
First of all, how hot is my wife? Abby has put that much work into it, and you're a bloody star, Abby. And I love you too. Right, I'm done too.
Bernie Vince is with us from the Melbourne Football Club.
Are you a legend? How are you, Bernie? You well?
I am well. Thanks,
Now,
Phil.
Tex Walker was your best man.
Yep.
So that meant that he organised your Bucks party. How was he? Any good?
Well, the timing probably wasn't great because it was the week after they lost the grand final, and he copped it a bit that week. Tex.
What was your line to him when he rocked up?
Well, he sent us to the wrong spot. We were meant to meet at. He sent this the drop pin on Google Maps, and there was a big crowd of people waiting around. There's no text, so we eventually got on. We went on a boat for the Bucks, so offshore. I think we all came back. Most of us came back.
Did you not say to him, you rocked up late just like the grand final day? Is that true?
I think I said that in the wedding speech, actually, if you played that a bit longer. But, yeah, he was late to the Bucks. Well, he sent us to the wrong spot, so I thought, got to have a bit of fun with it.
Tell us, mate, you've gone into the real estate business these days. You're playing football, you got married, you're grabbing your wife on the backside there.
He's had a few.
Oh,
What is that?
I was happy there. Oh, I think we can probably cut that now, but...
Bernie, what's going on? You've lost the plot.
You can see why she tried to get me to dance lessons before the wedding, and it didn't rock up. I was pretty busy, but no, it was a great day. Got married in Renmark. Yeah, good. Obviously, good family and friends there, and had a great day.
And what's her name?
My name's Bernie. Abby.
Abby, now,
Yeah.
as she settled you down, has she had a calming influence on you? Because you're a pesky, feisty young man, particularly when you play football. Has she had this calming effect on you, Bernard?
She has, actually.
Has she?
Calmed me right down. I haven't been suspended yet this year, which is the first time I haven't been suspended the first 4 weeks.
Has she actually taken you aside? Oh, not taken you aside. Has she just said, you settle down, Bernie, you've got it now. You're married, you've got to have a good example. We're probably going to have kids and we want them to have a good role model as a dad. Here's me talking. Settle down and just behave yourself. Has she?
She's done a lot of things to me, Sam.
Has she?
Yeah. I can go into detail.
I'll let you off for a loose, Bert. I'll let you off, mate, and I'll get to talk some footy. And you guys get to take on Anzac Day Eve against the mighty Tigers, the reigning premier. You had an awful week last week against the Hawks. You get to bounce back on Anzac Day Eve, and how much of a thrill for you guys being, bottom of the ladder for a lot of the last couple of years. You're starting to build a really good culture, and you get to run out here on Anzac Day Eve and really let it go. Yeah,
real proud night for the footy club, obviously representing all the people that have served for our country. We visited the shrine this afternoon, which was very touching, and it's a great night. You don't often get to run out on the MCG with all the lights off and the last post and the flame and the horses, so it's a significant night for our footy club and something we're very proud to be a part of.
What did the shrine mean to you today? What did you get out of that?
Yeah, it was great. We had a guy speak to us, and he was just speaking about, a lot of people talk about remembering the people who have served, but he said it's important to honour them, so, and how important it was for us to represent not just our footy club, but the people that have served. So it was really touching. I enjoyed it.
So can you remember how you got beaten by 11 goals by Hawthorn last week? How did that happen, Bernie?
Yeah, we weren't honouring too many people that afternoon, but mate, it was a bad day for our footy club. We actually started pretty well, if you can remember back that far.
You did start well.
No, what you could have said then if you can remember back that far.
No, I can't. Whether I can remember.
Yeah.
No, I can remember.
Yeah.
I kept an eye on the game. You were right with them. In fact, I think you led them, didn't you, at the start?
Yeah, I think so. I tried to forget the whole game, but yeah, we're very poor in the contest and
Why?
structurally. And well, there's structures in place to allow us to compete, mate. Do you like structures or?
No, not really, to be quite honest. I think they're
I wouldn't
overdone,
think
mate.
you'd
I
be a
think
little
it's a game
structure,
of
man.
reflex and instinct. Just get on and play. Don't worry about too many structures.
Yeah.
Now, Bernie, Jake Lever, a lot of people are knocking him at the moment, but it's very hard when you come into a club, you know, from another club. It takes a while to settle in, but I reckon this week, Dustin Martin in red-hot form, going to probably spend a lot of time in the forward line. So send Jakey straight to him. If you're ever going to get your confidence up, or dented, you want to take on someone really good. So I think that'd be an awesome opportunity for him to take on a really good player and get his confidence
Bernie.
going.
Yeah, no, I don't want it, so he can have him. Yeah, obviously he's a great player, Dusty, and he's spending a lot of time forward, so it would be a good matchup. And you know, Jake's been copping it a fair bit, but people don't see the things he does behind closed doors. He's a great leader of our footy club for such a young player. I think he's only 21 still, so he's a young guy, and people got to understand that. But yeah, he's just probably a little bit down on confidence at the moment. But he's only one big game away from being back into it.
Now, you're involved with Greyhounds.
I am. Yeah.
Tell us about the adoption service for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, I'm a Greyhound adoption program ambassador. So the GAF ambassador, they've got their National Ambassador Day, Adoption Day, sorry, I should say, coming up on the 29th of April. So
You never work with kids and dogs, and you've just combined you and the dogs together.
mate, I do everything.
Look at that one.
Yeah, so nationalgreyhoundadoptionday.com.au. They're great pets. People, we're going to go over them. Yeah, that's all they do. They
fascinated by this.
A bit like you, Sam. Lazy,
I
sleep a
flew
lot.
in America on Delta Airlines, and a dog sat next to me on a woman's lap. You can have comfort dogs. If you can't travel, you need to be comforted by a dog. Imagine that thing sitting on someone's lap.
It's a beautiful. I think this one's named Sam. So
Sam, is it?
Sam, and this one's
All
Eddie.
right, don't sniff the agates. And why have you done
Bernie,
this?
is Eddie still with us at the moment?
I think he's still. I can see a bit of movement there, mate.
Yeah,
but
good.
They're great pets, so we're just. It's a great feel-good story about the greyhound industry. So we're. I don't know. What have you had a shout?
It's welded to my leg, it is. Why have you done this?
Well, I think it's a really good feel-good story about. There's only so long a career of racing goes for, and there's a big part of their life is a bit like you, Sam, in retirement. So, which has been a long time.
Has it been neutered like me? Spayed?
Hey, Bernie, not so long ago, in fact, it was 20 years ago, can you believe this? Do you remember we had a dog called You Idiot?
Yeah.
Roll the video.
You idiot, bring it front. Where the fuck is that? Sammy Newman, you idiot home.
You Idiot had been on the Essendon supplement scheme. And when it won that race, it ran through its handler, through the boxes, out the gate, and the only thing it stopped is when it got to the Maribyrnong River.
Yeah. Bernie, good luck, mate. Fantastic. How can we, if we want to adopt a greyhound, what do we do?
nationalgreyhoundadoption.com.au, I think it is. Adoptionday.com.au. So get down to Adoption Day.
Shot at the dog.
Just a quick one, Eddie. Here's the jumper that Bernie and the Melbourne boys will be wearing on Anzac Day Eve. Want to go to me?
Here, come on, baby.
Here. We'll get a shot there.
Here it is.
Hold it up. There it is.
That's what the Demons will be running out on Anzac Day Eve. Great jumper. So those boys will be wearing that on Anzac Day Eve. Good luck to the Demons.
Good on you, guys.
That's a very good dog. You're a good boy. Girl, boy?
I think we're still on air, Sam.
Are we?
Sam? If I could just have
He's
you...
on all fours, you better be careful.
It's the first time I've had sex since the late 90s. Oh, beauty. You're a very nice dog. I love you.
Sam, given the fact that you've thrown the switch to vaudeville over there, it is quite appropriate Today, the Channel 9 family lost two of our greats. The great Ron Blaskett, people remember Ron Blaskett, and Jerry G, one of the pioneers of television in this country. And also, we pay tribute to our colleague from Wide World of Sports, the late Daryl Eastlake, both who passed away today.
He's lost a crew member. He's out.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Tradie undies, guaranteed to make tradie tough. They're sensational. And thanks to KFC for making this footy season finger-licking good. Time for Almost Footy Legends and Shane Crawford.
Thanks, Ed. All right, we are going to get straight into Almost Footy Legends. Have a look at this. This is a wonderful goal. Brendan Favola.
Yes, we've got North Adelaide versus Sturt here. We've got Robbie Young of North Adelaide. Gathers up the half-back. See the big man chase him. Look at the big man takes off. And he kicks a ripper goal. Yeah, it's not too bad.
And the crowd comes berserk, Brendan. That is fantastic. Well done. Keep your eye on the umpire. Keep your feet, umpire. Oh, no. Let's have another look at that. Keep your eye on the umpire. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Disaster. And what have we got now?
I've got one of my old teammates here, Kane Pettifer. The P-plane took off. Ex-Tiger, Kane, P-plane.
And away.
Jeez, he
that
took off. He did land him a Rickner after that, the P-plane.
Right.
He took off.
There you go. All right, we better ask the audience. OK, the Ripper goal. Did we like number one? What about the umpire falling over, number two? And what about Pettifer? He played. Oh, there we go. Number three, you are this week's winner.
Thanks to KFC, our weekly Almost Footy Legends winner takes home $500 cash, while our runners-up pocket $250 each. Our major prize winner at the end of the season receives $35,000, plus a year's supply of KFC. How's that for making your footy season finger-licking good? Nice work, KFC.
Send your entries, Almost Footy Legends, GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001, or go to 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show to upload your video. What an awesome segment that was, Ed.
And to celebrate 50 years in Australia, KFC are giving away a limited edition retro bucket with every KFC giant feast. So get yours.
Is that
that is proper KFC. Look at that there.
Finger looking good, Sam.
Beautiful.
Now we've got
a retro bucket, so get them before they go.
Yes, we do, Sam. We've also got Social Sam, one of our great segments, where you can Twitter, Instagram, send into something to Sam and he'll answer it. And here we go. It all comes down to recruiting. That's where the premierships are won. The truer words never been spoken, Ronald. Sam, the Mighty Tigers will go back-to-back if they don't. I will be your golf caddy for a year. Oh, there you go. What a beautiful shot of Rebecca Madden, 9 tonight at Footy Show. One of the best-looking babies you'll see at Social Sam. Sammy, do you get to the gym every day? From Nicole White.
Never ever go to the gym, Ed. Once you get to a certain age, just minimal exercise. Never run. Don't go for jogs if you're over 50. Jogging's bad for you. Doesn't matter what they say. Bad for your ankles and knees and groins. Just passive exercise.
So what do you do to keep fit?
Well,
Do you still walk the stairs?
I eat healthy. I do. I love KFC.
Yeah, I know you do.
There's nothing wrong with KFC.
Nothing
Don't
wrong
worry
with it.
about that.
That's it.
Everything in moderation.
Exactly.
A very good company.
Now.
They are.
You do walk the stairs, though, don't you?
I do.
How many?
I live on top of a 40-storey building, and I walk up the stairs every night.
And how many is that? That's 600.
600.
Yeah,
yep.
there you go.
So do that once a day?
Once a day, yeah.
Every day? What else you play? Obviously, bit of golf.
Bit of golf, yeah.
Do you get round in the cart or do you walk?
Do I what?
Get round in the cart or do you walk?
My hearing's good too, as well. I like to walk, but mostly the people I play with like to go in a cart, so you get lumbered in the cart.
And these days, what you like, as you said, a little bit of KFC.
I love it.
What else?
Pardon?
Because you're looking sensational.
Yeah,
that's
no.
Sushi, you're big on your sushi.
Love a sushi roll.
Yeah, everything like that. Little salt and pepper, a little bit of dust I eat occasionally. Water in moderation. Everything. I have a nap every now and again, Ed.
Oh, so I was wondering what that white stuff was on you. Yeah. A bit of dust. Here you go.
Dust, yeah. No, not that dust. Yeah. I'm not...
Finger looking good.
Yeah. If anyone's got any, just give us a call. No, that's a joke, you know that's a joke.
Right.
But KFC is excellent.
I tell you what, though, we've got our great fans down here from Melbourne and St Kilda and Carlton. Recruiting is everything. And Damien Barrett has come up with a story today that just shows the lengths that everybody is going to. Damo, welcome back to the panel tonight.
It is a story, Ed, about to turn 18-year-old who hasn't actually played football for 3 years, and yet he finds himself tonight in as much demand as the free agent Tom Lynch. That's him on screen there. Austin Bradkey, the son of sporting royalty when it comes to Australian sport. Mark Bradkey there on the left, a famous basketballer, mother being Nicole Provis, who, amongst many achievements in tennis, said was a semi-finalist in the French Open back in the late 80s. But he has now had the attention of 7 AFL clubs based in Melbourne.
That's Mark in action, and there's Nicole.
And there's Nicole. 7 AFL clubs, Ed, have pitched for his services since late last year. Geelong is amongst them. Your club, Collingwood, is amongst it. St Kilda, I believe he met in the past 10 days. Melbourne also keen for his services. There's 7 Melbourne-based clubs keen to get him. He's a Category B rookie, and importantly, that means he can choose his club.
Right, now, stop. Now, let's explain to people where every kid has to go into the draft and gets picked. Why is this young man a Category B rookie?
Simply, if we can nutshell it, he has not played competitive football at a registered football competition for the past 3 years. It makes him very distinct.
So it makes him like a Mason Cox or an Irish guy, Zach Toohey, who just picked up. So because he hasn't played registered football for 3 years, he can go wherever he wants.
Correct. He's decided to give up basketball as best we can tell. Scholarships were offered to him in the United States. He's decided, we believe, and we've spoken to Mark Bradkey, his father, today, confirmed the interest, didn't go into any specifics, but we believe and know there are 7 Melbourne-based AFL clubs who have been serious, really serious.
This is a super draft this year.
It's a super draft, and you can add this Austin Bradkey name to that super draft outside the actual official draft.
And just before we move on to you, Fev, it's interesting this super draft this year, but 25% of the draft is already taken with father, sons, academies, etc., and now something like this, a Category B. Good young lad.
So, for instance, Damo, he's sort of done an Isaac Heaney, who didn't want to travel outside of Sydney, didn't want to go play at Melbourne, so he didn't associate with football for the 3 years and then got drafted to Sydney.
Greenwood from the Crows is a good example of this Category B rookie. So is Mark Blitzarves, who
So if
went
you're
to
a mum
Geelong.
sitting at home and you don't want your son
Don't play for 3 years.
Don't play for 3 years and then you stay in Victoria.
Just be a super athlete. Damo, thanks for that. That's a very... What's the young man's name?
Austin Bradkey.
Do you know how tall he is?
Yeah, he's 205 centimetres,
So
88 kgs, and he turns 18 next month.
Does he? What does he want for his birthday?
What's that, 6'9"?
Just give me a call, son. Whatever you want.
6'9".
Happy birthday, Holden, Colorado. Come on. And we're going to fill the back with a full of cats.
What's that, 6'9"?
6'9". 6'9" in the old.
Well, 205 seems, whatever that equates to.
All right, let's go. Hey, it's St Kilda versus the Giants. Now, let's have Right, boys, beaten by 47 points by Geelong. The Saints, GWS, defeated Fremantle by 31. It is 16th on the ladder versus first.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day for the Saints. Hopefully they can turn up and give the West Coast Eagles a bit of a shake, but you can't see the Saints. Their inability to hit targets to their forwards is going to be shown up on the, I think it's the MCG, I think they're playing, aren't they?
Very much so. Etihad Stadium, in fact.
Etihad Stadium.
Saturday, 1:45. Finey, you're in here. You're a St Kilda man. You love the club. What do you want to see from your team up against they haven't got a microphone. Just get a boom mic in quickly. Here we go. Bring it over. Come on, let's go, Finey.
Doing the
Here we
show
go.
on the
Come
run.
on,
He's a
son,
freak.
Here
Look
we
at him go.
Get a microphone. Here we go.
Why don't you
Here we
hold
go.
the
Give us a-
microphone, Ed?
Oh,
You're doing everything else. There we go. This is incredible.
Right,
Oh, look at that.
Back to the age of 14.
Sorry,
Look at that. Reporting for Channel 9.
Same as last year. If we beat them last year, do it again this year.
That is
I came here
fantastic.
depressed, but I believe we're a big fans of Bradkey, so I'm back on top of
You're
things.
back on Bradkey?
Yeah, we're Bradkey.
No, you're not getting Bradkey.
We've
mate.
got Bradkey.
No, mate, I'm telling you right now. No, but seriously, what do you want to see from your team this week? They're up against the all-conquering GWS.
You know what? The effort was there last week. Let's hit a couple of targets. Let's not kick points when we're 20 metres out from goal, and let's please play 4 quarters.
And Saints fans, don't drop off on your side. Stick with them, all right? Stick with them. You've been with them from thick and thin. You've had one day of joy back in 1966.
Oh, thanks.
Nathan Brown is over there. Nathan, tell us this, mate, because Sportsbet have come up with an original bet for us this weekend.
We certainly have, Ed. I get very busy down at Sportsbet HQ, so I was thinking about the Saints this week, and what I thought that the crowd, what is the crowd going to be this week? And I thought, if somebody can guess the crowd this week at Etihad Stadium between the Saints and GWS, that person will win that amount in dollars. So here it is. So there's a couple of rules around this. You can go to the Facebook page or you go to our Twitter page and you cast your vote. Say if you say 18,643 and the official crowd is 18,643, that is what you win. That'll be in your Sportsbet account on Monday. You have to be a Sportsbet customer. So you get one go at it. We want to give out to the punter. So the more Saints players, supporters that get down there, probably the better. Guess the crowd. It's called Crack the Crowd. And you win some big, big cash.
Good on you, Brownie. Look forward to it. Who? Come on, finally, give us a tip, mate. And we haven't got a microphone. Yell out again. What's the crowd going to be?
14,009.
There you go. Put that one down. Let's have a look at the next game. Carlton and West Coast. Carlton. Against the West Coast Eagles, who are in second position. Come on, Fev, give us something, mate.
Yes, the Blues, hopefully they can show up this week. They didn't give much last week, and they take on the West Coast Eagles. Josh Kennedy, one of the guys we got rid of, is only a couple of goals away from beating Peter Sumich in the most goals kicked at West Coast. So I think hopefully they don't give too much pain to the Blues. But Patrick Cripps, if you're a young Carlton supporter, get down, get his number on his back, watch him play, because if you don't want to support the team too much, watch this kid play. He's going to be he is a superstar, and he's going to be the way the Blues get
He's
back
exactly
into it.
what you should say
That's
there,
exactly
Sam. Go
right.
and get number 9 on your back if you're going for Carlton. He's going to be the captain this week.
He is the captain. He's a 21-year-old captain. I think he might be the youngest captain since Sticks took over. So good luck to the Blues.
Now, Margaret, we haven't got a microphone, but who do you think will win? The Blues. Well done, Mark.
They're going to break the ice. They're going to do it this week.
All right. Yeah, we haven't got a microphone. We couldn't hear a word you said.
Hey, speaking of former Eagles, former Richmond Eagle, Peter Wilson's in the audience tonight. Go to Pete. Good to see you. Good to see you, mate. You know that Peter Wilson, when he grabbed the ball one day, he was ducking and diving all over the field, and Dennis Cometti said he was like a...
Well, I wasn't ducking and diving, Ed, but you're cork in the ocean, kicking the ball over my head.
Mate, you were the original cork in the ocean.
Yes, look, I made Dennis Committee famous, so I was pretty happy about that.
Good on you, mate. Hey, great to have you in the audience tonight. Peter Wilson, one of the greats from the West Coast Eagles and originally the Tigers. We'll take a break and wrap up right after this on the Footy Show.
Children's Hospital celebrating its first birthday today. We're down there hanging out with the kids. It was good fun. The Footy Show certainly gets behind the Monash Children's Hospital. They are incredible what they do. All the boys and girls were having a great time. We cut the cake and then we got to eat it. That's young Sophie, who was one of the first young girls to be a part of that hospital, and she's doing really well and she's on the mend. So well done to the Monash Children's Hospital turning 1 today.
And don't forget, on Friday too, the Melbourne Storm have got a big game up against the Broncos, and it's going to be on the live station, on the main station on Channel 9, 7:30 on Friday night. It's going to be an absolute beauty. The Broncos versus the mighty Melbourne Storm. Sam.
And we got a late message in on this thing.
Social Sam.
Social thing, whatever that thing is. This is a photo of David Rees-Jones, and his daughter, I think, is playing in her first game in a suburban league, Madison. And I hope the irony's not lost on you. He is the umpire escort. David holds the world record for being reported 25 times in his career in the AFL. 25 times he was reported, and he was cited 17 times as the victim. So he's got a total of 42 times he's been up before the tribunal.
Didn't like to go home for dinner on a Monday night. That was his problem,
was extraordinary. So they will have done that as a joke, but he will look after the umpire. My word, he will.
Thanks to Del Considine for sending that one
yes,
through.
Del.
Hey, Freo versus the Western Bulldogs. Let's go.
Yeah, big game here, Eddie. Freo back in town. The Doggies have had a pretty good start to it since we gave them a cook on the Footy show.
Can't kick straight. What's wrong with their kicking?
They can't kick straight.
37.6%
They need a good kicking coach. It's something that's never got better in AFL since it started, Eddie, is goal kicking. Everything else has changed in the game, but the goal kicking just doesn't get better. I don't understand. Good to see Tommy Boyd back. That might help them with their goal kicking.
Fremantle dominated the Bulldogs. They've won 6 of their last 7, 7 of their last 9 since 2011.
Although I think the Dogs have got their bite back. They were very good against Sydney, had a good win prior to that. So I give them a really good chance over there up against Freo.
They probably should have won that game against Sydney.
Yeah, they had their chance. Just took their eye off the ball. That happens. You move on and hopefully learn from it.
And something distracting the Freo side over there, which the AFL won't comment on. I don't know what's going on. Why don't we know what's going on?
Because I think that what has happened so far is this was done in confidence and settled that way.
So the public aren't to be told what it was?
Not if it was a private matter settled privately, no.
Yeah.
Well, tell Robert Doyle that.
Yeah. Yeah, different situation. Well, 2 wrongs do not make a right, do they? So that's the situation at the moment. Next game.
Craig McLaughlin, tell him that.
Brisbane versus Gold Coast.
Yes. Wow. Q-Clash 15 up there on the weekend at the Gabba. Lukey Hodges had a bit of criticism, one of our favourites up there, and hopefully Hodgie gets out there and plays footy in direct.
Week before, he was nearly best on ground.
He was best on ground.
And nearly got them up against Port Adelaide in Adelaide. So are we getting a little bit hysterical on these things, Croft?
Yep.
I mean, going after Luke Hodge, he's there to be a coach on the half-back line.
Well,
really.
Richmond were unbelievable, so everyone in that Brisbane side struggled, and everyone said, why did he come down to Melbourne and play? Well, he actually knows the MCG. It's a great opportunity to have a really experienced player, a part of your side, helping you out on that field and talking to you at half-time when you get your butt kicked. So I think at times, we just need to take a breath in footy. When we have a bad performance or a bad couple of weeks, take a breath, get back on track, do the basics well and get yourself back in the form.
Well, they're going to be breathing a lot in this game because Brisbane got beaten by 93 points and the Suns got beaten by 80 points by West Coast. Who wins?
I reckon the Suns will win. They spent 2 weeks in Perth, obviously playing both the West Coast and Freo. Back in Queensland, I reckon the Suns will get the job done.
Good on you, boys. It's been a great show tonight. Thank you, Sam.
Yes, thank you.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Save some of your best work till the very end.
I know. Anyway. The dogs made me smell. The dog, the fair dinkum, the stink.
Might be the cotton.
We'll catch you next week, Thursday night. More Footy Show. Good night, everyone.